Alright, so hello. Here we are solving right triangles with Antoine Asselin. So here I wrote some basic information about how to solve triangles. First of all, three angles always in a triangle always equals 180 degrees. This is very important knowledge when you try to solve a right triangle, since it's going to always give you that one angle you're missing. Let's say you have a given angle. Like let's take it here to that triangle. Here we have 34.5 degrees and the 90 degrees here. This thing would help us find this ones, which we are going to do later. Now, SOHCAHTOA, which is a crucial part of this. I like to write it down. It helps me remember the whole thing. This means the sinus of an angle would be equal to its opposite side over the hypotenuse of that triangle. Ka would be the cosine of the angle, would be equal to the adjacent side over the hypotenuse. And TOA would be the tangent of an angle equals its opposite side over the adjacent side. Alright, so this is going to be very important. Once again, just a little brief information here. The hypotenuse would always be the largest side of the triangle. Let's say I take this angle again. The adjacent side would be the side right by it, so not the hypotenuse but this one here, which would be little b in this case. And the opposite side would obviously be the one here with the arrow, so this would be the opposite side, which would be little a. Alright, so my problem is here. Solve the triangle below. Given little b equals 10.5 centimeters and big A equals 34.5 degrees. So little b is here. We call it little b because it's the opposite of the big B here. Same thing applies for the little a here, the opposite of the big A, and the little c here. So basically what we need to do is find the angle here at the big B, probably using this formula here, and these two sides, the little c and little a, that we're going to figure out throughout the SOHCAHTOA process. Alright, so here we are. I draw the triangle once again to give you guys a better idea of it. I personally draw, that's a personal preference here. I like to put the SOHCAHTOA just to help me remember. I really suggest it to people. The first step I did was to find this angle here. How did I do it? Is by taking big B will equal 90 degrees minus 34.5 degrees, which gave me 55 degrees here. Alright, 55.5 degrees. This would be the measure of this angle here. How did I do that? How did I knew that was 90 degrees? It's because it's a right triangle, obviously, and there's a little box here telling me that it's a right angle. So this is what we have already. I wrote it down here. I have another triangle with all the answers. So here is the 55.5 degrees angle here for big B. So this is the first part of our answer. The other part, this is where it gets a little more complicated, is to find these sides, the A and the C. How did I do it? I went to figure out A first. So what I did is, since we had that given angle already, I'm not going to use this one in case I made a mistake here. I don't want to keep going throughout the mistake. So what I did was, how to find the A. A is the opposite side, alright? We don't have the hypotenuse yet, but we have the adjacent side, so I used TOA, which I did here. I did tangent of 34.5 degrees equals A over the adjacent side, so the opposite side over the adjacent, which was 10.5 centimeters here. How did I do it? Is I would put this thing over 1. What I like to do is to I don't know what you call it, but you do this 10.5 here times tangent of 34.5 divided by 1. It's kind of like a triangle here where you go up here and the answer comes back on top here. So A would be equal to 7.22 if you type it in your calculator. Approximately, I cut down after the second decimal. So I wrote it down here just so it was clearer. So here we have the totals here. What I did for the second one, for the C here, was to use the cosine, which is the adjacent and the hypotenuse. Why did I do that? Is once again, I want to use this angle again to not make the same mistake. And I don't want to use this side in case I once again made a mistake. So what I used was the adjacent side and the hypotenuse, which gave me cosine here. So I used a cosine of 34.5 over 1 would be equal to 10.5 over c. Doing that thing here, now it's a little more complicated. It's going to be 10.5 divided by 34.5 will be equal c, which give me approximately 12.74 centimeters. It's really important to remember that it's always the number in the same fraction as the letter here will be multiplying one of these numbers, the opposite one, and dividing by its other part of the fraction, which always gives you the answer. So here I have A would be equal to 7.22 centimeters, and 12 would be C would be 12.74 centimeters. The final answer here, you would give this answer like this. You would draw the triangle again, and you would just simply fill out the blanks everywhere. So here you would have A, here you would have C, you would have B. This would be big B, this would be big C, and this would be big A. So this would be your final answer. Thank you very much, and I hope you learned how to solve right triangles.